A historic winter storm is bringing first ever blizzard warnings to the Gulf Coast, and we're talking about heavy lake effect snowfall along the Great Lakes, and we're also looking at the potential for some significant wildfires to continue across Southern California. So make sure if you are here with the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll keep you covered on everything from wildfires to snow to sleet to freezing rain, everything that you need to know in this forecast. Follow along with all of my daily updates simply by subscribing to the channel. Like the video by giving it a thumbs up, and of course, leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. Share this video on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's look at our snowfall reports over the past 24 hours, and man, has it been historic down here in southern Louisiana. Already seeing a report of almost 11 inches, 10.5 inches outside the Lafayette area. In New Orleans, already picking up 1 to 3 inches, and the snow continues to fly in places like New Orleans. Over here toward Houston, we're already seeing a 4 to 7 inch reports coming in, even a report east of Houston of at least 6 inches over the past 24 hours. Now, this is a historic winter storm. We have winter storm warnings stretching from southern Texas all the way up to the east coast of North Carolina in these pink shaded colors. Those are your winter storm warnings. And we have in the orange blizzard warnings for the first time ever just east of Houston and stretching over here into southwest Louisiana towards the Lake Charles region. Very, very unprecedented. And looking at this afternoon, heavy snow rates will continue across portions of New Orleans, Gulfport, Mississippi, into the Mobile area, and some of that snow will be getting in and getting going across northwest Florida Panhandle and southwest Georgia as well this afternoon. Snowfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour. And looking at that for blizzard criteria, it doesn't have to necessarily be snowing for that. The snow could already be on the ground, and we have wind gusts approaching 35 miles per hour for a several hour period. Then you could have what we call a ground blizzard, and that is what we see here in parts of southeastern Texas, southwestern Louisiana. So even after the storm has exited with precipitation, the winds will continue to roar, and we could have ground blizzard conditions even along the Gulf Coast. Just an unprecedented event down here. Now, going into the evening hours, a lot more of that snowfall will be spreading in towards portions of Georgia, South Carolina, and getting up into southeastern North Carolina. We have the orange here with sleet, maybe some freezing rain mixed across areas from Savannah down toward Jacksonville, Tallahassee there, and a lot of this will probably be just snow with dynamic cooling. And then as we go into the overnight, it's just going to continue to snow along the coast. Could be snowing in Columbia and also up here into Raleigh and Charlotte, Wilmington, Jacksonville, Cape Hatteras as we go into the overnight hours, and then slowly sinking off of the East Coast as we go into Wednesday morning and into the afternoon hours there on Wednesday. We should be precipitation free across the southeast coast by this point. Now, we are going to be seeing some hefty snowfall accumulations. This is additional snow on what we've already seen. So we've already seen 10.5 inches here in south central Louisiana near Lafayette. We could see an additional 3 to 6 inches on top of that. So some areas in south central Louisiana getting over a foot of snow, just mind-boggling. And then over here into New Orleans, seeing around 7 to 10 inches. Southern Mississippi, again, 6 to 10 inches. Southern portions of Alabama, including Mobile, getting around 6 to 10 inches. Northwestern areas there of Florida, Panama City, over here toward Tallahassee, and towards areas of Jacksonville, getting anywhere from 3 to as much as 7 inches worth of snow. South central Georgia, a good swath of 4 to 8 inches. That goes all the way up the coast there, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, into the Savannah area, and even up into Wilmington, Jacksonville. Again, a 4 to 7 inch, 4 to 8 inch totals there across the portions of the Carolinas. Ice accumulation, thankfully, is not as big as what we thought a couple of days ago, but still seeing up to 1/10 of an inch of ice potentially into places like Gainesville here in northern Florida. So keeping an eye on the freezing rain and sleet potential, but it looks like a lot more of this is transitioning more to snow. So that is certainly some good news, at least from an ice perspective. Now, from a travel perspective, it's going to be major disruptions to the travel out here. If you're near the coast, yes, even the beach, it's going to be treacherous out there. We have major, if not extreme, travel disruptions, especially around the metropolitan hubs of Houston, New Orleans, into Mobile, and up there into portions of, again, say just south of Atlanta and toward the Augusta area and Macon, Georgia through today. As we go into Wednesday, travel will improve significantly, but from west to east, still could have some snow-covered roads across the Carolinas and Georgia, maybe northern Florida as well. But other than that, back to the west, Texas, Louisiana, maybe probably starting to see a little bit of melting going on, at least as we go into Wednesday. Now, looking here at the Great Lakes, lake effect snow, no short supply here either. We have a lot of snow, especially look at western New York here. Lake Huron, Lake Erie, and also Lake Ontario, just completely seeing heavy snow. Downwind of Lake Michigan, seeing some heavy snow that'll continue into Wednesday. Got a little clipper system moving through that'll aggravate the lakes again as we go into Thursday, and as we go into Friday. At least by Friday, some of the lake effect snow bands will start to wind down a little bit, but not before putting down some significant snowfall totals. A feet of snow really is on the way here, and some of these numbers are conservative. We've already seen a few feet of snow here in places like Watertown, New York, into western New York State here, and a foot or so of snow into western lower Michigan, the upper peninsula of Michigan. We're going to continue to add on to those totals as well, not just in the U.S., but the Canadian side in Ontario and Quebec. Going to be seeing several inches to over a foot of snow there with lake effect snow too. Colder air, yes, another big story. A lot of schools and businesses closing this morning from the cold air in the upper Midwest. We saw lows in the Twin Cities at minus 21 with wind chills of minus 33 degrees Fahrenheit into the Twin Cities region, 23 below this morning in Chicago and 25 below respectively in the Des Moines, Iowa area. Now we have warmed up a little bit, but it's still very cold out there. It looks great outside with the sunshine, I'll give it that, but it's very cold as you walk out the door. You're going to need layers, bundle up in many coats and sweatshirts out there because it's going to be cold. Cover any exposed skin. Frostbite can occur in less than 20 minutes in these conditions. And our wind chills will remain below zero, well below zero, minus 20s here, minus teens across the Great Lakes as we go into this afternoon. The colder air will begin to depart, but it's not going to be a fast process. We're going to see it continue to linger across the east, especially the eastern seaboard tomorrow and Thursday, at least some moderating air. Not going to be Arctic air like we've been seeing, but it'll still be cold, especially out across the east. By Friday, the plains start to warm up above normal, and we finally get back into the 30s and 40s out here by the end of the week. Let's take you over here to the Southwest, to Southern California here for reasons that I don't really want to talk about, but unfortunately we have to talk again about some dangerous wildfire conditions. The local National Weather Service down here in the Los Angeles area has tagged a PDS red flag warning, particularly dangerous situation, wildfire risks down here. High wind warnings are in place in and around the Los Angeles area and San Diego. Look at the relative humidity and percentages down near zero or into the single digits here today as we go into Wednesday and as we go into Thursday. Just some dire conditions, and we see the potential for some very strong Santa Ana winds that could be gusting well over 40, 50, and 60 miles per hour going up and through your Thursday, January 23rd timeframe. So extremely critical will be the fire weather concerns from Oxnard to Santa Clarita, all the way over to Palmdale and towards San Bernardino, all the way down here into parts of far Southern California today and into tonight. Going into Wednesday, not as bad, but still a critical fire weather concern from Oxnard all the way towards Santa Clarita, Riverside, Ontario, San Bernardino, Santa Ana, and Anaheim. Definitely seeing that as well. And then going into Thursday, yeah, you guessed it. We have more elevated and critical fire weather concerns in those very same areas. And the rainfall, Mother Nature, not going to be helping us out in any way, shape, or form through the late week. This is through Friday, January 24th, and not a drop of rain here from Mother Nature. So unfortunately, the fires will continue to rage on in Southern California, but we'll keep you updated on the conditions there as we continue to see the wildfire concerns grow over the rest of the next few days. So subscribe to the channel for the latest weather information. Follow along with all of my detailed weather breakdowns on this channel. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, especially if you did enjoy it. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. Be sure to get to those after the video. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media to update them on the lake effect snow, historic winter storm, and the Southern California wildfires, and much more. Make sure to subscribe to the channel again, and we'll see you guys this evening likely for a video as we continue to track an historic winter storm. Thanks all for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day out there.